call to order this Monongalia County Commission meeting of May 17, 2017. Will we all stand, please, for a moment of silent meditation and pledge to the flag. Thank you. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please note for the record that all three commissioners are present. Renata, consent and approval, please. Good morning.
Morning.
Okay. We have 16 exonerations for $23,189.09. General County vouchers $381, $767.53. Full severance $2381.50. 911 $10,315. Camp Muffley $3370.82. Mason-Dixon Park $100. Recreation levy $1990. Reallocated coal $18,500. Assessor's valuation $11,920.62. Morgantown Industrial TIF $63,288.41. Purchasing guard vouchers General County $20,857.29. Magistrate Court $57.95. 911 $10,723.82 for a voucher total of $523,302.84. We have budget revisions, state approval for the prosecuting attorney, a check that was received from the Mon Metro Drug Task Force for the prosecuting attorney's share of forfeiture funds in the amount of $1,050. We have in-house budget revisions for law enforcement of $500, civil process $400, and home confinement $250. The Board of Zoning Appeals has a vacancy on their board for West Run Planning District, Planning Commission, Region 6 Planning and Development Council, and the Mon County Historic Landmarks Commission. Fiduciary orders for May the 17th, 2017.
Move for approval. Second. It's been properly moved and seconded for approval. All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Introduction of new employees. Rachel.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm here to request approval for two returning lifeguards for Camp Muffley Pool for this year. Miss Mimicro and Brittany Fair. They worked for Camp Muffley last year, and they were excellent guards. I'm just here to see if they can come back this year.
Okay.
Move for approval.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second for approval. In the future, if they've been employed, do we really feel that it is necessary to have somebody come in?
No.
I'm just asking.
It's a waste, yeah.
I don't like to waste time,
Yeah.
but I feel that
Yeah.
returning employees should not be subjected to reapproval.
I think
Okay?
as long as you just send a letter, let's just do that.
It's-
Right, yeah, because it still will have to get the letter signed.
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay, let's do that.
All right, it's been properly moved and second for approval. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. And
Very happy.
would you give us a little bit of an update? There's been a lot of stuff going up. I know that we weren't scheduled for an update, but I was
Sure.
at the camp board meeting, and really, the place
Okay.
looks great.
Yeah, so just on the subject with the lifeguards, I'll just start there real quickly. Our pool has been resurfaced, that is completed. The guards that I just introduced and a few others that are already working are actually starting to paint the pool today. We're ahead of schedule. We plan to start filling the pool Monday after the paint cures. We should open on Memorial Day, which is earlier than it has been in the past few years, which is great. And also, I would like to just go down a list of the improvements that we were able to complete over the past couple months, thanks to Bobby Doyle and his maintenance crew. They really helped me out this year to get the camp back up to where it should be. Just a couple things that really stood out that they were able to complete. We repaired a lot of cracks that were in the interior of the dining hall, and also a lot of exterior repairs to the dining hall and also a lot of the cabins. Clay cabin, which is one of the modernized cabins that campers stay in, they were able to refinish the basement floor, which is very, very nice, and they also replaced the flooring in the upstairs clay bathroom. They replaced a couple broken toilets and sinks, and also did a lot of screen door replacements on the cabins that get used more frequently. repaired the chain link fence that surrounds our sewage treatment plant due to flood damage that occurred last year. They also were able to get Big Log Cabin online. They redid a lot of the electrical and got it up to code, so we will be able to use Big Log at the 4-H camps this year, which will be able to increase the attendance at camps, which is a really great thing we're able to do. So I do want to give them good props to getting that done in a great, timely manner. So thank you, Bobby.
I would especially like to add the touch of the old lumber that was used for the railing above in Big Log. Nice touch. It really looked great. Okay, I mean everybody noticed it. That was at the camp board meeting. Okay.
Okay. There's a lot of little things, but it would take me forever to describe. So just come out to Camp Motley and see it for yourself.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys have a good day.
All right, moving on. Comments from the public. We are now open. Comments from the public. Please stand up, identify yourselves. You have 3 minutes to speak. Waiting. Hearing none, we will now close comments from the public. Thank you. All right, Colleen. Good morning.
I have a few requests for reimbursements. The first one is for the Day Report Center grant, and it's in the amount of $18,256.12. The next one is for the JJDP Voices 2 grant, and it's in the amount of $1,894.64. And the last one is another JJDP grant. It's the DMC in the amount of $6,326.24.
Move for approval for the president to sign.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded for approval for signature. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next, the bid openings for the janitorial services for Mon County Courthouse and the Justice Center. Notice she did not put a knife in front of us beforehand.
Sorry, there's only two.
That's okay.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Well then,
They've just got it in different envelopes.
okay.
It's the same company.
Okay, the first one is by Patent Building Services. And looking here, it says total yearly price, $119,940. Monthly price, $9,995.
That for the courthouse or the justice center? Two different bids.
Okay, that one is for the Justice, wait, no, I'm gonna make sure. The Justice Center, okay. The second one is for the courthouse. Oh, wait. Okay, the second one is for the courthouse, $58,500. Monthly price, $4,875.
This bid is from Blue Systems LLC, and this one is for the Justice Center. Total yearly price $165,000. Monthly price $13,750. For the courthouse, yearly price $75,000. Monthly price $6,250.
It appears we have a disparity of the two bids, but how do you feel to have
I still
Mr. Doyle
like,
review
yeah,
it?
let's have Mr. Doyle review it and then make a recommendation to make sure it meets all the qualifications.
Can I have a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Second.
All right, it's been,
To add on to that, I just want to make sure that both offers are in compliance. I think that's what
Yes.
Tom was saying.
yes.
Yes.
All right, it's been properly moved and seconded to defer this to Mr. Doyle for review. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Sheriff Palmer, you're up.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Very briefly. Our new mutual agreement for all the agencies that we keep at the county clerk's office. Ms. Carey, so we need y'all to approve it, all the agencies have signed, and for Homeland Security and mutual agreement. Just need to approve on that.
Okay.
Is this the same as
What it is.
we've always
Just
yes.
revised.
Yeah. Move for approval.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded for approval. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sheriff, if you might stay just for a few minutes, I've got something here that's on my report that
Yes.
I'd at least like you to be aware of, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, moving on. Correspondence. Renetta.
We have a letter, did you?
No, no,
Oh,
no.
okay. We have a letter from Comcast, just give you an update on some changes in their channel lineup. It's nothing, they're not eliminating any channels, thank goodness. But we can make that available to the public. I'm sure this all went out to their customers, so.
All right.
I received a letter thanking the commission from the SHAC for their grant award of $17,000 for fiscal year 18. And the same for In Touch and Concerned, $20,000 for fiscal year 18. We have the Mon River Trails quarterly levy financial report as per their requirements as a levy agreement. That's it.
Thank you. It's not required, thank yous, but it is always nice to receive them, okay? A lot of times, it's not a thankless task, but still. All right, on to new business. We're going to go down to C, consider signing the contract with March West and Company for the Courthouse Square renovation project, because I know they have to move on.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay?
And I think we presented to the commission the standard AIA contract, A101, and the general conditions of A201, and representing March Weston's bid, which, let me read to it was $2,123,306.35, and that was the bid price. Term of 210 days. And the only difference in there, as I explained to Commissioner Sikora, was it has the West Virginia supplementary conditions, which change the release of funds for
Retention.
Retention
terms.
retention terms. That's just standard West Virginia state law. So it's a standard AIA, American Institute of Architects contract for your signature today. And they're prepared to mobilize on Monday and get the project moving.
And you did say that you had some local companies, just, I think that's a very important
Yeah, one thing to
aspect.
share with you all, since the bid opening and today, we've met with March Weston and corresponded with them several times and are doing some due diligence to actually come up with some cost savings, some of which will represent looking at local vendors to reduce the costs. So those will be probably future deducts that will come off there as a deductive change order, which is things we like to hear.
Sounds good. We were going to save that 35 cents.
Yes.
Sorry, I mean, it's just,
Yeah. Move to approve the contract with March Weston for the Mon County Courthouse Square renovation project.
Second.
it's been properly moved and second for signature on the contract. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
You want to sign it now? Would you?
Yes, I'll sign it now.
And I did the math, it looks like from commencement, that'd be 12, 13.
12, 13.
Michael,
Yes,
you can take it with you today.
it's up to you.
I just need to get a copy, yeah, before.
Okay. I'll have you fill in the date and my title, okay? I didn't know I had a title to fill out, so, okay. All right, thank you. We're looking forward to starting on this, and it's nice it's starting immediately, seriously.
Yes.
All right, next, consideration of the health insurance premium increase. I've asked Commissioner Sikora to address this, please.
Well, we've spent probably, a couple months working on these, the insurance numbers, and I appreciate our insurance representatives are here today, and I appreciate their diligence in working through us as we kept throwing different scenarios at them. The current presentation that we have in front of us keeps all of the employees' rates, what they're currently paying, the same as they were this current year. And it also adds a new plan. So, and the plan, and I'll ask our insurance rep to talk about that a little bit. It's pretty exciting. It's a health savings account plan, and the more you get into it and the more you start getting into the numbers, it really can be advantageous to our employees. We expect a slow participation rate in the beginning, but this is something that we really expect going forward. A lot of our employees moving to, saving the county a lot of money and saving the employees a lot of money. It's one of those very rare situations when you talk about insurance. It's a win-win. There is a little wrinkle. I had a conversation with Leanne this morning, and I didn't find out about this till yesterday, but we have two separate rate structures for our employees. One prior to 2001 and then one after 2001. I assume that in 2001 the rates there was a significant increase, and they must have agreed to keep the rates at that level, but anybody hired after that had a different rate. So, and that's the way it's been operating for a couple of years, which was completely fine. Leanne did point out that the Obamacare actually changes that a little bit, that you can't, and I'll ask her to talk about the details, that you can't have two separate rates. And unless you do an analysis and make sure that there's no possible discrimination. And I quickly pointed out a quick scenario where if you hired someone after 2001 that was in a protected class, then you can immediately prove discrimination. So we have a couple proposals on our doorstep this morning. One is to accept the proposal which they sent to us and we reviewed last Thursday and we had tentatively agreed to, and that would solve the problem. All the employees would have the same rate, and then we'd also have this new plan, which starting out at 10% participation, we're estimating. I really think it's going to be higher. I mean, I'm really leaning towards doing it myself, because once the employees get to know the program, I think it's going to be something that's very advantageous. I was talking to one of Perry's deputies in the parking lot this morning, and he's a single guy, and I'm like, well, you ought to consider this. And when they have the meetings, and our insurance agents are going to go around to each of the elected offices and have these open enrollment meetings to actually describe the plan. And I'm encouraging the employees to really pay attention, because there's really a win-win in there for the employees. So the one thing that's on the table is the proposal that we discussed last Thursday that we tentatively agreed to. That we were all we left the room saying, I think this is where we're going. Or we have to make some other adjustments. We're determined to keep the employees' rates the same, but if we have to adjust to make it fair, would have to bring the 2001 employees' rates up and find a middle ground. So that's probably more problematic than we want to. The other thing with this, and again, this is part of the things we have to vote on, is in the health savings account, the commission is going to put money into these individual accounts. Right now, because this is the first startup of the year, what we have on the table is to cover the employee's deductible for that year through what we put into their account. So the deductibles would be $2,000 for employee, $4,000 for family. Regardless of whether it's an employee or has a family, we're going to put $2,000 into that account. So the first year, the employee doesn't have to worry about any deductibles. Again, it's an education. It's an education on the employee's part, because the current plan, you pay your copay and then you don't really have any other cost. In this particular plan, you go to the doctors, you pay the cost of that doctor visit, and you do get discounts based off of our participation in Help Mark's Partners. And again, that's assuming everything's in network. But you pay that total cost. But once you get up to $2,000, which you use the money in your health savings account to pay that, you don't have any more cost. So for a single employee who currently doesn't pay a premium, it's $2,000 that they have to pay their insurance costs. So depending on how they manage their health care, you know, could be a win-win. And it's different for every employee. So, Leanne, did I summarize that adequate enough?
One more thing you might want to add is if they stay with the plan about the premium.
Yes, well,
Okay.
and one of the things we're
Yeah.
trying to control, obviously our ultimate goal is to control the county's costs, what our liability is going forward. And we're leaving the employees, regardless of what plan you stay in, if you go to the HSA plan, you have a premium savings. If you stay in your current plan, we'll allow you to do that, and you'll have your same rate. But next year, to entice people, next year, we are going to pass on any increases to that premium plan as an incentive to get people into the HSA plan. So we'll allow you to look at it right now. And I can't sit here today and say what we're going to do a year from now,
Right.
but that is our thought process going forward. And I have to say, you know, coming to the county, these are very, very rich healthcare plans in the county. All the elected officials were in I think all the elected officials were in these discussions we had, and they all had input because their employees are what's important. But this is a great plan, and it's even getting better with some of these HSA options. I mean, at 100% participation, we'd be saving money over what we paid last year. So we'd start saving the taxpayers money. But we started off this discussion with an anticipated 17% increase in premiums, and through our Leanne's diligent work, we got that down to around 8%, and then with the addition of this health care plan, we got our actual increase estimating about 10% participation down to about 5%. So I'm pleased with the plan, and I think I'll let the other commissioners speak for.
I have
their
nothing to
thoughts.
say.
No.
Leanne, do you need to
Yeah.
add anything to this?
No, I think you covered it very well.
Okay.
As we know,
I-
you guys
I-
have already put a lot of time and effort into
Yes,
this.
I mean, I think people should know that, or employees should know that, you know, this started out, just as Sean said, at a 17% possibly increase in the rate, negotiated down to the 8 and possibly down to the 5. Really, this is really good, okay, so.
Did you want to just explain the time span of what's going to happen real quickly, where the enrollment time span and what you're going to be doing, just so everyone understands? We're not just going to throw it at them.
Oh, absolutely. And of course, we've got to work out the meeting dates
Right.
and so forth. But we got the meeting last time, our thought process.
Go ahead and stand up, so
Yeah.
you're challenging our cameraman.
Jill's put together a sample enrollment guide and some educational material that we were going to submit so that in a working session we can review it and make sure, you know, it's what you want us to present. But then we were going to start with a educational meeting for all the elected officials so that, you know, they get one-on-one time. Also, it'll help us make sure that, you know, we're communicating it clearly before we start talking to employees. And then with the elected officials, come up with times where we can meet with employees and have the educational time with them.
Thank you.
Move to approve the plan as presented. You have an actual copy of the plan, so Carrie can throw it in her notes.
I'll second, so
I don't know if I need to read out any details on that, but
Well, in your motion, are you guys going to decide now?
Yes.
How you're gonna break out the rates?
Yes.
As far as keeping everybody at one level, or are you
Yes.
gonna
yes.
continue?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so that's what
that's
you're gonna do.
the last proposal that we talked about on last week.
Right.
And the one that she forwarded this week, which I confirmed matched what I had estimated it to be.
Okay, so we're gonna eliminate the 2001.
We're eliminating tiers.
The tiered
Okay.
rates.
Is what's
Okay,
happening.
so can I revise this and then make that available to the public then if?
Yes.
Yes.
Do so, okay. All right.
All right, it's been properly moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. I hoped it wasn't any other discussion there. Did you want
No,
to add
no,
something?
no,
Okay.
no, no,
All right,
no.
I didn't want to.
No, we've had
cut you
enough.
Okay. No. All right, next, the presentation of 2017 land books.
Okay, assessor's office dropped these off, I believe it was Friday. These are, the 2017 land books, certificates, and oaths for you all to sign. And then he will be, after they're signed, he will be delivering those to the state tax department next week, I believe.
Move for approval to sign.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded for approval to sign. We can sign those in a minute. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. All right, we've already done that. All right. Next to last, consideration of funding of animal pens for the Monongalia County Fair.
Move for approval, and then you can discuss it.
Yes. Thank you.
So you don't get it, yeah. Move for approval.
Second.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's been properly moved and seconded for discussion. Here's what happened. We had our fair board meeting on Monday, and when the fair started in 2010, in the barn that was provided by Monongalia County Commission money, as well as Hazel Ruby McQueen and others, southern states, I believe, also contributed, a community effort. We had to borrow animals from WVU because we didn't have enough animals to actually fill up the barn, even look like there was a barn. Exponentially, it's grown. Last year, we had 102 animals in the barn. But this year, we have children that are diligent and raising animals of 182 animals. Now, the problem here is that we don't have enough money for pens at the fair board level. And the other problem is that we can accommodate these animals, but to do so, we would have to put them into, let's just take the pigs, for example, into triple a pen. Most pigs are raised with a buddy. They're raised either by their sibling or they're raised together for two pigs for sale. So to throw a third pig into the realm of would not cause nothing but a problem and fights. And I don't want the public to perceive that we have treated any animal inhumanely. So I do come representing the Fair Board, asking that we might sponsor a funding of $5,000 to buy extra pens for this particular entity, and hope that we can find grant money next year to accommodate what we consider to be the 200 and however many animals we need to accommodate. Discussion.
No, I'm completely fine with it. It sounds like a good,
Thank you.
good expenditure.
All right, it's been properly moved and seconded for this in the amount of $5,000 because that was not actually stated.
Right, sorry.
Okay, that's okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Lastly, Tom, to
Yes.
consider sponsorship of 20 flags for the Flags for Heroes program.
Move for approval for 20 flags, which would be $1,000.
Second with discussion.
Sure. Ben did an amazing job. In the paper, it shows.
Yes, he did.
Basically, what this is, where we'd have 20 flags, that we, the three commissioners thought what we could do is, there are the workers in the county who would like to nominate someone, and then we would pay for the first 20. I'm going to say 19 because the three of us have all agreed that we would like Todd May to be the first one. And then there'd be 19 more individuals who could recommend someone, and then we would have their sponsorship and come up with 20 flags. And I'll tell you, just the community, just seeing the flags, we're going to put them up and get another 100 tonight, but we believe this is really going to explode. And it really, I mean, it's a great thing for Morgantown, Monongalia County, and also for, as we call, the heroes of our area. And what we also have is people, not just from Monongalia County. We've had people from all over the state, and that's what we're trying to do.
And Tom, as a member of the Rotary, is
Yeah.
the one that's doing this.
Yes, Cheat Lake Rotary is doing
Can
it.
you, like, and when they talk about heroes, we're talking about any heroes.
Yes.
You know, people have done not necessarily military service.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And we want to get that, someone who has made an impact. And just to tell you what we're going to do, because we've had such a great increase of interest, we're going to set up a separate web page. So you'll be able to click, and the person will be able to write about that person. So as you read about it, you could understand, and it's going to be basically a history of Monongalia County and others with the people. And that's phase 2, as I say, because we weren't expecting such a rush on it.
I will need a motion to that effect.
I did so move.
Okay.
Yeah, and one second.
Yes, sir. I would like to add my personal sponsorship of my grandfather. Okay, so there'll be 21. Okay, that's my personal check. So been properly moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Is there any other new business? Okay. Reports from elected officials. Mayor Johnson.
No, Mayor Johnson from the city of Westover. That's out of the room.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wasn't allowed out of town for a while. My wife had the tabs on. The guy left, obviously, but when do you plan to come to get the fountain? So. we
I'm
haven't
not
had
sure.
yet.
We haven't discussed that yet, but
Well, I was just gonna suggest that you can leave it there as long as you want. Obviously, it's been there for 100 years already, so it's not gonna hurt anything.
only since
If you wanna do
1967.
that last- make that last effort, that's
Okay.
fine.
Just 50 years it's been there.
But that's fine. But, of course, we know
Yes.
the council wants some recognition. And actually, that's kind of cool because at least now, 50 years from now, if it's ever moved again, we'll know where it came from. Everybody will
And you'll know where it is.
Know what happened.
Yes.
A decent legacy behind that. The other thing I wanted to mention is we do a spring cleanup every year. And this year we did, we separated the stuff that we took, separated the metal and the scrap and stuff. And what we did with the scrap, we took it to the scrapyard and got money out of it. And this year's proceeds we're going to donate to the Hungry Bowls, or is it Empty Bowls?
Empty Bowls.
Is that what it is? Yeah,
Yes,
Empty
empty
bowls.
bowls. Yeah.
and then next year, we're gonna probably, at first, we thought about doing it just to kind of offset the cost of
Right.
the dumping the stuff, because we do a spring cleanup every year. But then we decided that it would be best just to, because that's a service that we offer every year anyhow, so we decided to actually get something out of that instead of just taking everything down there and throwing it away. And the scrap, I'm not sure what it goes for, but, we just took it, we got the money for it. And we decided Monday night to donate that money that we got this year to the Empty Bowls, and next year we maybe something different. And we're gonna try to expand on that and get the people a little more involved. But it might be something that the county might wanna consider doing. I mean, I don't know how you would do that. We have more of a controlled environment, obviously, in the city. But
Yes, you
it's a little
do.
food for thought. I mean, it's something that did work for us, and thought I'd pass that along. And if the animals that you're getting, too many animals, probably some of the dogs that Granville's bringing up and dropping off.
Oh, don't mention that.
We've got enough cats.
Oh, I know. You don't want to say that. You don't want to say that.
And we would really, again, I have it at the bottom, but we would like to thank the city of Westover for its recontributing this back to us. It's going to be a great thing that, and we're starting on Monday. I mean, this is going to be an exciting time. Are there any other reports from elected officials? Hearing none, we'll move to reports from county commissioners. Sean?
Mayor, I'd like to thank you also. I really appreciate your ability to work with us, and I really value our relationship, so I appreciate it.
I'll be back. I'll need something, don't worry.
Yeah, I know, and we will too, but I really do appreciate it.
Do you have another fountain?
Probably fine. Well, Granville's probably got one laying around.
Anyhow, I do want to personally thank you.
Gazebo.
It's busy, this seems like in that cycle of busy weeks. Have a bunch of meetings stacked up in the next couple of weeks. I don't have my calendar with me, but I know I'm busy. We had a Development Authority meeting last Thursday, and another one on Friday, a joint meeting of MAP and actually it was Thursday, two on Thursday, the MAP and Development Authority. We also have the MMPO meeting this Thursday. I know that the Health Department has another meeting next week. Again, it's a busy time, and I appreciate the time that, just like with the budgets, the commissioners put in working through these insurance issues, because I really think this was something important, and I'm really happy with the outcome. But that's about it. I'll cut it short, since I talked a lot earlier.
Yeah. All I want to do is say Tom Arnold, who was the Morgantown Parking Authority guru and also recycling, who really started the recycling in the city of Morgantown, is retiring. And we had a great working relationship, and I was wondering if we could just send a letter of congratulations. I would like to move to just send a letter for his
I
retirement?
don't think it requires a motion.
Okay,
Really.
fine. If we could
You know,
just
I mean,
send a letter.
We all know Tom, so.
Yeah, he's worked
Yes.
extremely well and hard, and I appreciate all his service.
And if I remember correctly, he's a Weirton boy.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
We had the Landmarks Commission work session. We are moving forward on trying to identify historic properties. That's going to be starting. There's 175 children. I mentioned that we had 182 animals. 175 children are enrolled at Younger Camp at 4-H, and that was the reason for the endeavors that Mr. Doyle and his work crew had made to ready an additional cabin. So that's exciting. Planning Commission met. We had an intergovernmental meeting where we had the first meeting in the new chambers, although they're not open up yet. We will 2 weeks. When are we looking? Hopefully in 2 weeks, we'll be in the new chamber, okay? Again, thank you to the City of Westover. Sheriff, last night I was privy to a discussion and a talk, and this has to do with the Citizen's Guide to Emergency Preparedness, which is something might want to look at in the county. I have not discussed this with the other two commissioners, but this was something that was done in preparation after the South, I think, was hit, okay? So this is actually for the island of Hilton Head, all right? And they identified all the problems and what you should be able to do, what the watches are identifying. You know, it just pretty much, it's a good, so I would like to at least share that with you, and possibly Commission might want to look at this in the future with 911 to say, okay, here's what we can do for the citizens so that they know how to prepare for an emergency rather than wait for the emergency and then say, what do we do? So we might want to look at this.
Sure.
Okay? So I give this both for your review. So I have nothing else. I will entertain the motion for adjournment.
Move to adjourn.
second.
Properly moved and second to adjourn. Thank you.